but bet it's gonna be good. I'm gonna go down the path again. GTA 3 remastered. Um. Well, both. Do you like American football? I typically call it like I don't call it soccer usually. I call it either football or footy. And then when I'm talking about American football, I'll say American football unless I'm in like if I'm at a bar and I'm only around Americans, it's a little different, but you get it. Um Raz, so dude, my thing with the GTA 3, that whole like remastered thing, dude, they really fumbled the bag, bro. Well, I guess they didn't because it made a lot of money, but you know, you look at like remakes like the Resident Evil ones, right? Okay, gotcha. But you do like football, right? Like the kind that Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, Leverkusen, Schalke, Cologne, that kind that they play. Oh, I get it now. Doesn't matter what ball goes in what net. This is very much like oh, this was a game mode before when the World Cup was out, wasn't it? I think one of our opponents just ooh, did it? Dude. This reminds me of Lucio Ball from Overwatch. This is nuts. Alright, we might play a normal game mode after this. I was just curious what this one was. Dude, they're beating our ass. Oh, we got a football in here. Ah! Yeah, Raz, so did you get around to playing any of the Resident Evil remakes recently? I'm a natural goal scorer. Feed me the rock. Feed me the rock. Oh, that's in. And the comeback begins. Never mind, just kidding. No. Oh, look at the defense. Look at the defense. No. No. Oh, they're about to double score on us. They double penetrated us. Oh, no good. Yeah, we'll just go the last 30 seconds. It's no big deal. Damn, they're experts at this game mode. Hours about running stuff in games. Did not fumble that game. Yeah, did you play the Resident Evil games? Recent ones? I say fumble the bag though because after playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? And then the Resident Evil ones, it's just like... Now, I know every... Okay, how do I word this? So you're familiar with the concept of like, you know, games getting ported to other consoles, right? So the Tomb Raider game, right? The Crystal Dynamics Tomb Raider game. That's kind of like a port. It was on the 360, right? And then they moved it forward to the Xbox One. The thing with the Grand Theft Auto trilogy is I guess maybe naive. I was being naive. I was hoping it was going to be closer to like a remaster. Maybe not to the level of Resident Evil or Final Fantasy VII, right? But I was kind of hoping that it would be a little more of a full remaster. Instead, it's essentially just the port, right? Like that Grand Theft Auto 3 file, or the game, the Grand Theft Auto 3 that you play in that, is essentially, I think it's essentially the iPad version of the game from like 2012, ported to the consoles. And of course, is it awesome that it's convenient that you now have all three of the games on your PS5? You don't have to have your PS2 off to the side. You know what I mean? You don't have to have it on the iPad. Absolutely. Wait, are you not here with me? Hold on. Where'd you go? You have to go to soccer? Okay, well, I'm sorry that I wasted the little time that we had. If I knew that, I would have gone straight into a real mode. Well, come back by when I'm playing Fall Guys and we'll get some duos in. Sound good? Sure. What do you mean? As in like a voice call? Yeah. What up? Can you hear me? No, no, that's my bad. I didn't know you didn't have that much time, or I would have done a real mode. Come back by, man. Let's play some Fall Guys when you got more time. So, like, we'll do regular duos and stuff, squads, whatever. Yo, you there? Oh, wait. Why can't I hear you? Can you hear me? Okay, you're not muted. Benny and the Jets. Okay, sorry, I'm in my settings. Audio, voice and audio. Output device, LG. Why don't I hear you? Oh, I think I know why. Hold on. The only problem with this is your voice won't be in the VODs. But let's try it. Yo, I hear you. Okay, now I can hear you. Yep. I had you. What up, dude? I have Discord audio going through my other monitor. That way it's picked up, you know what I mean, in the VOD. And anyways, you get it. What's up, dude? Me out of pocket? Bro, you wear sweatpants, you're so out of pocket. You don't even have pockets. No. Well, let me say this. I'll give you two examples of things that I wanted in those games that they didn't give us. Oh, let me start with the good. Okay, they gave us the weapon wheel, right, which we didn't have when the game first came out. You might remember on original GTA 3, you had to cycle through your weapons like one at a time. Um, so you got the weapon wheel, and we got the radio wheel, so you can like pick the radio stations quicker. Right. But here there are two. There's especially one. Okay, so you know it, and this is especially in like this is relevant GTA 3 because of New York in particular, right? But there's all those like parking lots with like little half walls, like little 2 feet tall walls, right? And so starting in San Andreas, I think definitely in Grand Theft Auto 4, but I want to say in San Andreas, um, you can like hurdle fences, right? So like let's say parking lot, it has a normal size fence, like 10 feet tall or however long, chain fences are. You can go up with your character, jump, and then your character will grab on and like climb over it, Um, well, that wasn't a thing in GTA 3 or Vice City, right? Well, it's like little things like that. Like on the remastered, you still can't do that. Like if you have it's like a 2 foot wall, 2 foot wall, your character can't hurdle it. He has to like walk around. And I know that's like a smaller thing, but when you have to do that like a bunch, because like there's this like half wall you can't hurdle, that one kind of got me. It does have autosave. It does have autosave. I'll give you that. But I also do think they wanted to get it out as quickly. You know what I mean? They just wanted to like I don't want to call it a cash grab, but they definitely were just trying to like get it out. I think again it's supposed to be more of like a bundle. Now hold on, let's if we really want to get into the weeds here, we can talk about how PlayStation overall has historically been pretty bad with backwards compatibility. You know what I mean? And Nintendo also is really bad. And we know that they were already bad at it. But then once they saw how much money they can make by just kind of like re-releasing their games on each generation of consoles, it was like over. Hell, you even look at like yo, what up, Yasko? Do you play Fall Guys, Yasko? But yeah, so it's one of those where it's like I think part of why it also is so frustrating is because we know that a big reason why it even works the way it does is because it's just PlayStation wanting to, you know what I mean? Like milk us for every little, like The Last of Us, you know, it getting a, Last of Us came out on PS3, right? And then it got a PS4 remastered version. And then it got its like Final Fantasy VII Resident Evil-esque remastered as well, you know? So it's got like two different ones. So, I mean, again, I do love the convenience that it's like, okay, now we got all three of them on one console. I don't need to have my PS2 chilling. You know what I mean? And so that is dope, but it's also like, it's a problem that they created and then they sold us a solution for, right? Like the only reason it's frustrating to need your PS2 to play Grand Theft Auto 3 is because they never gave us the ability to buy Grand Theft Auto 3 on our PS4 or our PS5, you know? Like, remember the Wii U? I didn't own one, but my buddy did. It had that really badass virtual console where you could even, like, buy Pokemon Yellow on your Wii U if you wanted, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I guess that was kind of my frustration as well, is it just felt like some of the best parts about that trilogy was it was solving problems, or it was giving us solutions to problems that Sony themselves made, you know? That is true. That's true. Yo, Yasko, I heard that a lot of games kind of can get like that, to be fair. Yeah. Hold on, let me pause you real quick, Raz. Yasko, if you're still there, how loud do I need to turn Raz down or do I need to turn him up? How loud? I mean, can you know what I mean? I don't want him to be too loud, but I don't want him to be too quiet. All right, go ahead, Raz. I got pretty far on tier 3. I played up to, you know, you get off the whole first island, right? You deal with Don Corneo or whatever his name is. No, Don Corneo is from Final Fantasy VII. Salvatore something, right? Um, I got off the island, and then you get to the main part, and I got to where I was doing missions for the Yakuza. And I will say there are certain elements that are much more polished. Of course, it's brighter, right? It's got more vibrancy. It has a way better frame rate. So it is like it's one of those. It's more now. I don't think they even ever called it a remaster though. In fairness, it's called the Grand Theft Auto like trilogy edition or something like that. So in fairness, they weren't trying to sell it like it was going to be a Resident Evil level remake. But I will say it's definitely scaled up, right? Like again, the it's more vibrant. It definitely has a better refresh rate, things like that. Um, who does? Oh, you mean like you mean Rockstar and their Rage engine, right? Yeah, oh, for sure. And speaking of that, they're apparently, speaking of the engines, I think they've updated their engine again, and they're using their most modern engine for GTA 6. It broke, then, dude. It's gonna break. Like I was actually saying this on stream last night. You know, it's one of those that it has absurd expectations, right? Absurd expectations. But yet, I actually don't put it past them to at least meet, if not exceed, the expectations that we have for GTA 6, which is saying a lot. And that's really like giving them their credit because GTA 5 had a shit ton of expectations and it blew them out of the water. To this day, I think Grand Theft Auto 5 might be the most, still might be the most technically impressive game ever made. Um, Yep, and the call like the calling people to go play pool and go play darts and stuff like that. Are you still doing some IT stuff? That is that the one that we played together? Yo, I've been um dude, what's funny is I still don't like I don't oh, I always fuck this up. Okay, there's four of those. You when's the last time you played Fall Guys? Yeah, I just got back into it. I obviously played it a lot, when it first came out and stuff. And I'll dabble in it every few months, maybe. But this is my first time playing it in maybe 8 months. I started playing it yesterday. I've been kind of obsessed with it. But just in the last few days, on stream, I've played Resident Evil 2, the remaster. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. I played Resident Evil 2 remaster, Elden Ring, Fallout 4. Oh, I have no idea. I'm gonna trust these people. They're adamant about the bananas. So yeah, you know me. I go from game to game to game. You're kind of that way too, although you're much better at beating them out. Like, I'm really bad at starting a game, getting about 60, 70% through, and then putting it to the side, and then, 8 months later, maybe getting back into it. Oh, do you still do the thing where you try to beat, like, X amount of games per year? Right, yeah, same. Completionist. New streamer life, new persona, new everything, dude. And I'm glad that you're reconnecting, man, big time. Because I was actually thinking about you like a month or so ago. I was like, because last I remember seeing your like stream updates or whatever, you were streaming on YouTube exclusively or something like that, right? And so, and I just like anytime a big Twitch streamer like Tim the Tap Man or Swag, FaZe Swag, have moved from Twitch to YouTube. Even if I used to watch them all the time, I don't know. I just can't watch streams on YouTube for some reason. Uh, there's something about the chats and like the way that you get the community aspect on Twitch. I just don't think any of the other platforms replicates it.
Nah, they don't, man. I was multi-streaming. That was the whole limit to it.
Oh, okay.
And it got real crazy. Then I got banned. And it was a lot going on. But it yeah, I started multi-streaming, and that's what that was. Um, yeah, it was kind of crazy. But yeah, no, I'm just working on Twitch platform again. Things were going good before until I started multi-streaming. So I don't advise it. I'm not like
What did
streaming.
was it one of those dynamics where did you do something that's like okay to do on one platform but not the other, and so you got banned on one of them?
Yep,
So you're at work right this second. Are you on Discord on your work computer or like on your phone or something? Dude, I'm choking right now. This is so poor of a performance. What is going on? Yeah, I've been my thing lately. How do I word this? So, you know me. I've been streaming in some capacity since 2016, 2015, but it was almost always in just like I just kind of do it on the side. I really just wanted to do it to have like VODs or like a good example is recently, I played some 250 hours of Elden Ring when it came out, right? And then I just put it away. And then with the deals, go ahead. I do. Well, and what's funny is I've never been historically a Dark Souls player kind of person, but I have always done like I will always start a game on. Well, it depends. If it has like 5 difficulties, like let's say a game has easy, well, what like a game has very easy, easy, normal, hard, super hard. I'll at least put it on hard to start with, if not super hard, and then go down if I have to. Um, so it's actually funny. You know what game really broke me into that is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Um, I what? You didn't like those games? Oh, gotcha. Well, I guess I meant so first. I think okay. When I first played Fallen Order, I think I played it on like they have. I think that's a game that has 5 difficulty settings, and like the highest is called Jedi Grand Master. So I would have played it on Master in 2019 when Fallen Order came out. But that one was a cool game because you know how it's kind of like a Souls light, right? Obviously, it has the whole like if you die and then you die again without getting your XP, you lose your XP entirely, right? So it has that Souls element. And prior to that, I had maybe played 6 hours of Sekiro, and that was it, of the From Software games. So I actually give credit to that Fallen Order because given that it wasn't as unforgiving as a Dark Souls game can be, again, it was like almost like a very friendly version of a Dark Souls game in a Star Wars universe. I basically dove in. I loved it. I loved that game. In fact, I re-beat Fallen Order in the build up to Survivor last year. And what was I gonna say? Oh, but the point was the combat, it was basically one of those things where like I don't even know if I would have tried Elden Ring if it wasn't for Fallen Order. Like Fallen Order kind of like got, it popped my cherry. It got me my feet wet in terms of being able to, actually commit to playing a game that has that kind of a heart of a mechanic where if you die twice, you lose everything. So, anywho, what was I saying? Oh yeah, back to the streaming thing with like Elden Ring. I played 250 hours in 2022 and I haven't touched it since. I dove back into it recently. And so one of the cool things about streaming and having stuff on YouTube is like I was able to go and look at a lot of my old videos, VODs, YouTubes and whatnot, and I still have no idea what to do in this particular map. I'm supposed to press lit buttons, but I don't know. Oh, they turn yellow. Oh, we're cooking, Raz. Give it now, you fuck. Um, but anyways, it was like sometimes when you go back to a game after a while, you feel like, I kind of want to replay. What am I trying to say? Like, you might be like, it's been so long since I've played it. I feel like I need to start over, right? But when a game like Elden Ring is as big as it is, and you already have 200 and something hours, I didn't really feel like starting it over, especially since I hadn't beat it the first time through. Um, oh yeah, that's the other thing. I put 250 some hours into it, and I didn't even come close to beating it. Dude, this little crystallized fuck.
It's understandable. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it, but just because you can be there, bro. It's more fun to be able to be a high class, high caliber, be a top player, 20 players on top years. And the fact that they make it hard, they make it hard on purpose. They make the boss hit you 3 times in a day. Yeah, you getting it. So I fully agree. It's not real. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying that any playing with a video game, bad person out there, it's not real. You know what I mean?
Dude, dude, I hate that game mode. I haven't punched my desk in so fucking long. Were you watching that?
I'm just saying, bro, life is already hard. Like, why are we playing a harder game?
Yeah. Life is already hard. That's the dude. That's the realest thing you maybe have ever said. That's
I'm
funny.
telling you.
Um,
I'm trying to tell you. You already go through trials and tribulations, and then you gotta do it with a video game.
um, hold on. Sorry, I gotta reply to a text. Um, so never mind. I don't feel like texting them. Uh, what was I gonna say, dude? Okay, yeah. So part of like why I've always like streaming is just having those videos, so I don't feel like I need to replay the whole thing. Sometimes I can just pull them up and kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot that happened, or oh, that's what you know what I mean. Like, dude, that boss was epic. Basically, you can get that refresher. However, a someone recently in the last like 3ish 4ish months had kind of like started to motivate me to open myself up to like basically, let me give you a good example. For like the 6 or 7 years of streaming, well, one, I didn't have a PC, so I was streaming straight from Xboxes and stuff, so I couldn't have really done what we're doing now, aka have you in a Discord call, have your voice picked up on my stream, and just like shoot the shit with people. And as you know,
Right.
if you stream directly from Xbox, well, not even directly from Xbox, even if you have your Xbox into a capture card or your PlayStation into a capture card, um, if you're in like a PlayStation party chat, that party chat is not picked up on like through your capture card, right? You have to have like a separate cord and do this whole thing. And so, long story short, um, part of why I'm playing Fall Guys is I'm trying to just do more community things, right? Like I'm trying to get people in my community playing games with me in Discords, chatting on stream like we're doing now. And so a friend of mine kind of like they basically like she was like basically like, hey, we should play games with people, you know what I mean? And so at first, again, I'm a boomer. I'm 34. I grew up in an era where like if you're around our age, you had spent like let me say this. So by the year 2020, right? I would have spent almost 10 years in the internet world where anonymity was crucial. Like that's what I don't think people realize, and it's kind of trippy about the whole streaming thing and like social media influencers and
And that's
stuff.
what I've been trying to tell you, bro. And that's why I'm doing this now. That's why I'm doing this now. And I was just gonna ask you, like, are you on a VPN right now?
Am I on a VPN? Negative.
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, yo, playing with these people, people will take your IP, bro. People will try to make your day miserable with without these security procedures. Like, just off the strength of them not knowing you, they just know you as free, so clutch. But
Right.
once they start getting into the social media and you bind both of those together, like I did recklessly, bro, people was calling my family, people was doxing my address, people was doing weird things, like, and it was crazy, like, and I was getting to a point where I was getting a lot of traction, and it was just like, doing this, it's just like, I know you're not Malice or any of like my close supporters, and that's why I told them. But like, it's like having a VPN helps you for people not trying to figure out your IP and do weird things, and not telling people what your name is, your full name, things like that, and all that. It's definitely
So, well, first off, those are good comms. If I ever get more traction, so you're saying it might be worth it to invest in a VPN. Um,
yes,
and the other thing is, I'm still trying. I'm doing real like I'm trying my best to keep some stuff separate. Like for example, my Instagram is entirely like a personal Instagram account, so I don't give that away. I don't think. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Long story short, that's why I'm like. That's one reason I got back into Fall Guys, and I'm trying to play more games. Like yesterday, I played Risk on stream with two people from the community, and I want to get into Party Animals. No, not Party Animals. Maybe Party Animals, but what's the other one? It's like Human Fall Flat or something like that. Right, that's what I'm saying. Well, I'm still trying to do the like again. Last night I played Risk, and I played Resident Evil 2, right? So like I'm still doing my single player Johns, but that's a good idea. I need to set up some days instead of just like it be willy nilly. Like certain days are the community days for community games. I also want to do that Jackbox party. You still have a computer, right? Like you can play computer games with the homie and whatnot.
oh yeah, you already know.
Okay, sweet, sweet. Are you so you're back to streaming exclusively on Twitch?
Every day, man. Yep, I'm back. I can't even raid, but once I can raid, bro, after this 30 days is up, I'm hitting you. I'm hitting a couple people. I'm about to add you to my host list. I'm gonna start hitting everybody up again on my other stuff, and
I love
getting
that.
with my host, looking through things back. You already know, man. I'm about the community life, bro. That was light. You already know. So we'll definitely get into it.
Um,
Keep me in here, though.
you uh, well, what was I gonna say? You still have are you already an affiliate on your new account? I think three average viewers, 12 different days or something like that. You have to stream and what 75 followers. Yep. Right. Yeah, it shouldn't. That's why I would. I actually figured you might have hit it really quickly because you already have like an established little community and whatnot from the Raz and the YouTube days and stuff. Um, hell, well, again, I streamed a little bit in 2015, but the place I was living at had shitty internet, so I stopped. Then 2016 is the first year I really got into streaming. Now 2018 and like well, I don't remember what years, but there's basically 2 years where I didn't stream at all. Essentially, no, with 4 seconds to go, I wasn't paying attention. Um. Anyway, what? But once I got my computer in 2021, and I was actually able to do like alerts and like overlays and stuff, it really does up your game quickly. And so I went from like basically I made more progress in 1 year after getting my PC than I had in the like 6 years prior just streaming straight from Xbox. Um,
All right. So let me challenge you on that.
well, hold on. I was just gonna and then in 2022, I finally hit affiliate, so that was cool.
What?
God of War Ragnarok.
For real.
Yeah, I'm sure yours will be instant almost. You'll get yours back real quick. The what is the what's gonna stay there and you're not gonna do anything with it?
My account, my profile.
Oh, so do you have another Discord name? The Aqua name? Do you have that also as a Discord account?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you gonna send me an invite on that one as well?
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna add you on there, but then you called me on here. But that's cool. Um, but yeah, I didn't tell everyone. I didn't tell. I only told my closest old supporters, and then my closest friends, which is you.
Right.
So, that's all I did. So I'm going straight scratch, like just doing my thing in this new persona, and it's great. But all right, so I'm gonna challenge you this. So you're saying that you was on Xbox and you hit affiliate once you got on the desktop. Did you stream consistent? Like, did you stream consistently, like on the Xbox, or was it just a once in a time kind of thing? Like you came back to it, like
That's a good
uh,
question, and it's also very relevant. I streamed significantly more consistently once I got the desktop than I did on Xbox. Yeah, it was always even in year. So I think 2017. I don't think I streamed once, maybe that entire calendar year. Um, but even in the years where I at least streamed, but I didn't do it consistently, like maybe once every 3 weeks or something, maybe once every. I maybe streamed once 2 months later, streamed once. 3 weeks later, streamed once. So yes, that is absolutely true. But I also think so. Earlier, I mentioned the desktop dynamic and like how you get overlays and alerts and all of that. And certainly, they make everything more engaging and interactive with the community. And you can get like sound bites and stuff, right? Um, but I also think so. It's a great question. I still think the desktop is what did it for me. But you're right that the consistency of streaming probably is the true definitive reason that I saw the growth that I did. But I also think the only reason that I felt comfortable consistently streaming was because I had a desktop. Like I'm one of those that like and I still to this day I struggle with it is I'm like I like for the longest time I didn't make any quote unquote content. I didn't stream or whatever because I was terrified of it not being good. Like if I was streaming just from the Xbox, like if there was like audio desync, right? If the cuz I was for several of those years I was on an OG Xbox 1, not even an Xbox 1 um uh what was the one in between it? Like the Slim, let alone the Xbox One X.
man, that's crazy.
So
I didn't have
like
to upgrade either.
Well, so there was this like constant fear of like, dude, how shitty is like I basically didn't want to put out anything unless it was like perfect or like curated or you see all these other people's videos and stuff and you're just like mine's not that. And but the thing that I learned and I would tell any up and coming streamer is and it's honestly it's the thing with life. Like you see this as an advice from everyone, whether it's their athletes, their musicians, their painters. This is just a fact of life is just fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like you get so in your own fucking head about oh it's not gonna look this good or it's like the thing is, and this is with anything, this is with painting or whatnot, is if you never let yourself make something, you'll never be able to have something to improve, right? Because you're always just afraid of how bad it looks. And so that was the biggest thing is was like even if my early streams didn't have the cool overlays and like the a lot of that stuff like the thing at the top right of my screen right now, I know it's not that advanced but I made that myself. Like I went into Stream Elements, I got little borders to make the little area. I went to the scrolling alert, well the widget on Stream Elements is pretty easy to do the scrolling alerts, but in terms of like sizing them, linking them up, grouping, you know what I mean, all of that technical stuff, I learned myself. What up, Cell? My queen, Adeline, what up, yo? Chill, Shia LaBeouf. But yeah, it was like I was so terrified of all that, and like the thing is, if I never allowed myself to stream and it be poor, I would have never been able to been like, oh, okay, this is so. My two advice to any up and coming streamers or anything is just just click the go live button, just click it, and then the second thing is watch your VODs, especially for the first like year or whatever of you streaming. I think you should always go back and watch your VODs to see how loud your mic is. Should it be louder? Is it pitchy? You know what I mean? How loud is your game audio? Um, those kind of things. So yeah, I guess I bring all that up because I'm really like trying to get the community involved and whatnot. Luckily, these last couple months, I've had a couple awesome homies. There are a couple in chat right now, Cell and Adlin. Um, and it's just like, you just stack bricks, dog. That's life. It's just stacking bricks one at a time until you build your house.
No, facts, man. Like I said, you're doing good with it, man. But you also gotta remember, like that brings me to T Ball, the affiliates almost like you need it. There's the requirement
Right, yeah. Yo, Adlin, Cell, can y'all hear him fine? Is he too loud? Not loud enough? I actually, that's a good point. I forgot about how the requirements for affiliate, even just affiliate, let alone partner or whatever, was different. What I thought you were gonna say, especially in terms about like making sure your stream better and having better production value, is so just to catch up. So Adlin's been like my most consistent like homie in my streams the last few months. There's a few, but he's there regardless of what game I play. It's super dope. Anyway, so Adlin, the person I'm in a Discord call with is his in chat right now. His name is AquaQuest Fantasy, but I've known him since 2015, maybe 2016. We randomly met on Twitch or on a game. I don't even remember. That's what I was gonna say earlier. I don't even remember how we first linked up. If it was just we were randomly in a game chat on a game, or if I met you randomly through Twitch, but. Yeah, I don't either. Wow, this alligator looks like he's freaking violating this poor jelly bean right here. Wait, is that one outfit? I thought that was two people on top of each other. Wicked. Yeah, so but what I thought you were gonna say about like the production value of a stream is that also back then around 2015, 2016 when we first started streaming, the like standards weren't as high, right? Like I mean, honestly, this industry is still very much a wild, wild west kind of thing. There's a lot of like FCC regulations that probably should be in place, but they aren't yet, and things like that. But basically, people's production values and their alerts and their transitions and stuff like that weren't nearly as dope as they are now. Now you have people who make like not only do you have the streamers who make millions of dollars, they're editors. They're mods. The like technical people in the background make $500,000 doing this just because like the production value is so dope and has evolved so much. If it wasn't for my boss call, I would have slept till like 10 p.m. Yeah, you were up to like 5 in the morning hanging out and stream. Back-to-back nights maybe even. Cell, you trying to join? And Raz, you still I don't think I'm ever going to be able to call you Aqua, by the way. You're just Raz, so just accept it. Or Howard. I'm just kidding. Howie Roselle. Oh, y'all did get a gig? Do you work 9 to 5 at the hospital IT job? 7 to 3? Okay. That's what's up. So what do you like just, when they're like so like hospitals obviously are on like closed networks, aren't they? So are you doing a lot of stuff where it comes to like fixing interfaces, or if people's like programs aren't working for query results and stuff, you help with that, or what kind of IT work?
I'm not like an SQL analyst.
Dude, Braz, you're an idiot. I'm not an SQL technician.
Like you come to the lab. go into the building and I help them do hardware, like set up iPhones, set up iPads, do call bells, like go in a patient's room and fix that, help TVs, fix TVs, printers, fax machines,
Gotcha.
you name it.
Is it really? I mean, like now, first off, I know that there is so much more to it, but I also know, as a bit of a tech geek myself, that I don't think people realize how much the number one solution to almost every tech problem often is just a clean old fashioned power cycle. It really is just unplugging and plugging it back in, you know? But so my question isn't meant to like belittle the task that you have to do because I know that there are more. But are there a lot of times where you do end up just having to unplug something and replug it back in, and it's like an older like hospital employee, and in your head you're just like, motherfucker, you just made me come up 2 flights of stairs just to do unplug something.
Yeah, no, most definitely, dude. Like, bro, you either you restart or they lie. They're like, yeah, we already restarted already. We already did it, and then you go into the computer and their uptime is like 3 billion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like
Uh,
their cache hasn't been cleared or anything like that. You're like,
yeah,
yeah, okay.
a lot of it forgetting passwords,
What do you mean, Cell? Do you watch it,
not being
crowd?
able to print the print queue wrong, things like that. People stock up the feeders. But in the hospital environment, you kind of have to work with patient information. So it's like the doctors don't know how to use their own iPhones and get on their computers and stuff. There's a lot of crap to it. Like,
So you'd say
you
like
know,
there's some like really technical work, but a decent amount of it is kind of more routine stuff. And if like a lot more of the hospital employees were just a bit more savvy, it would save you a lot of like some of the more tedious, mundane tasks.
a little bit sometimes, because there's a lot of like hospital programs that need like additional help or like broken bugs, to where the actual team that supports that actual application